Hello there, Dr. Bill Crawford here, psychologist, speaker, author of 8 books, host of 2 PBS specials, here again to bring you another tip on how to help you create the life you want. Specifically, how to use my life from the top of the mind philosophy to bring more clarity, confidence, creativity into everything you do. Today, I want to give you my thoughts about why people reject our advice. Have you noticed that when we're trying to help someone, we give them advice and they go, yeah, I knew that, or that won't work, or they roll their eyes, or if they're one of our kids, Dad, Mom. And we're just trying to help, right? And it's good advice. But there's a reason I think that people reject our advice, especially when it is unsolicited advice. Because unfortunately, it has a tendency to be interpreted as if we have no confidence in them. Either no confidence in that they know this, or that they can learn this, or that they have good judgment. Somehow it comes across as, I know something you don't. That's kind of a one-up, one-down dynamic that most people find dismissive, maybe insulting a little bit. Now, chances are they know we're trying to help. So knowing it, but feeling like we're kind of implying they don't know something is a whole different story. For those of you who follow my life from the top of the mind philosophy, this has to do with how the brain processes information. So basically, I like to break the brain down into 3 parts to make it as easy as possible. Top of the mind, middle brain, lower brain. Top of the mind is where we make our best decisions. It's where we have access to our clarity, confidence, creativity, compassion, interpersonal skills, problem-solving skills. It is kind of basically what I suggest when I'm talking about life from the top of the mind. Lower brain's a brainstem. This is where the fight or flight responses are located. It's this middle brain, the limbic system, that's very, very interesting because it acts as a gatekeeper. And it has a negative bias. Its mission on the planet, as long as we've been on the planet, has been to keep us alive as a species. So it pays more attention to negative, and it interprets things in a negative way more so than a positive way, because negative has the potential for threat, whereas positive doesn't. So when we say, listen, you need to do this or that, or they come to us with some issue and go, well, you just need to do this or that, that comes across as, again, as us having no confidence either that they know it, or they could learn it, or somehow their judgment is not good. Their ability to make good decisions is flawed. And that will trigger this middle and lower brain. The middle brain will interpret that as insulting and will throw that person into the lower brain, where they get resistant or frustrated or even angry, certainly dismissive of our advice. So what we want to do whenever we're giving advice, try not to make it unsolicited advice unless it's absolutely necessary. One of the things I try to do, sometimes I'm not successful, as a psychologist in my family, is never give advice unless I'm asked. Or if I do have something that I want to say to, say, one of my kids, I'll go to them and say, hey, there's something I want to talk to you about. Would you kind of stop me if you already know this? Now, they kind of know what's going on, so they go, sure, Dad, what's up? But they're now still more open to it. So I said, I'm thinking that it would be good to, or if you did or that, and they went, They went, yep, I knew that. Now, frankly, I don't care whether they knew it or not because, they're hearing the advice. So what I do at that point, I say, okay, well, go ahead and tell me what you know, because I don't want to keep telling you what you already know. And they tell me, and here's what's really fascinating. They almost always tell me something I didn't know they knew. So when that happens, I go, whoa, how cool. Now, I think we left something out. Notice I said we, not you. Could I share that with you? They said, sure, what it is. I said, well, I think it's this and this. Yep, I knew that too. Again, I don't care whether they knew it or not. What I want them to be able to do is to take what I'm saying and use it to, improve their life. Now, one of the things also I think is really important is whenever you're talking with someone, you're always reaching for their best. You're not trying to stop their worst, because certainly telling them what they're doing wrong will come across as dismissive and insulting, even though we don't mean it. We're trying to be helpful. So making sure that whenever you're talking with someone, you know who they are at their best. You know who they are when they're doing something they really love and really good at, because that's them in the top of the mind. That's them making good decisions and doing things very successfully. So it's really important sometimes when you're talking to people that they know that you know who they are at their best, saying something like, I've seen you do this and this and this, and I'm so impressed of how well you do that. I bet when you are doing that, you're feeling really confident, really, creative about what you're doing, and probably feel really good about the outcome, fair to say. See, what we're doing here is we are taking our advice and we're making it something that hopefully they can hear as valuable versus somehow our tendency to think they don't know this. I was doing a seminar for a group of parents and teenagers, and this is especially true with teenagers because teenagers, their mission on the planet is to figure out who they are by first being not us, right? So anything we say is wrong. And so I said, hey, parents, did you know that whenever we're giving our kids unsolicited advice, it comes across as if we have no confidence in them? And every teenager's head in the room was doing this. Now, again, we're just trying to be helpful. And they kind of know we're trying to be helpful, but knowing it and feeling it are different things. Those are different parts of the brain. We know things from this upper 80% of the brain. We react emotionally from this middle and lower brain. So since we've got this middle brain kind of on the negative bias, kind of misinterpreting situations as negative, even when they're not, and then we say it in a way that comes across as if we have no confidence either in their judgment or their ability to learn or their knowledge, you can see how that advice is probably going to be rejected. So I hope this is helpful. We do have things that we want to share with people, and I think we just want to do it as purposefully as possible. Sometimes we might even go to them and say, hey, there's something I want to talk to you about. There's some kind of advice I want to give. Is there a way I could do this that would feel respectful, that would feel like I absolutely do have confidence in you? I'm not sure I know how to do that. Whatever. But the whole idea is we're not just going in saying, listen, you need to do this or that, or you're doing this and this and this wrong. That kind of stuff is going to come across in a way. Hope you're enjoying the videos. I'm loving bringing them to you. I try to do one every week. I get about 500 on my channel, so you could probably peruse the channel, see a video on pretty much any subject you are interested in. If you like them, please hit the like button, share them with your friends if you like. So in the meantime, until next time, here's to you, bringing more clarity, confidence, creativity into everything you do. And I look forward to seeing you in the future.